All right, welcome back to My Mom's Basement, ladies and gentlemen. We are on location in Jacksonville for AEW Dynamite and Revolution. Jon Moxley, you've got a main event coming up, a very, very, dangerous main event coming up, an exploding barbed wire death match with Kenny Omega. Let me start off the interview by asking you, do you prepare for a match like this any differently than you would prepare for, I don't know, a general match, a normal match? Mentally, physically?
Yes and no. For me, all the different types of matches that I do, I like to think I'm fairly diverse, can do some different stuff. And I'll be in different environments and different types of matches, but even if, the style's different, the opponent's different, whatever it is, I always do kind of the same thing. It's about me just getting into my zone and feeling good and getting into the right headspace and getting in the flow, and I just go out there and that's the important part, is I just gotta get into the space where you become the thing in that moment. That didn't make any sense, but it did to me. I'm just not putting
I think I sort of got it.
It just changed. It doesn't really change things all that much, other than when there's all these real dangerous elements, like you're going to be in an exploding match as far as explosions and barbed wire and everything like that. I've done just about every kind of match you can do at this point.
You're definitely no stranger to death matches.
Yeah, there's nothing that I haven't seen as far as fire and glass and barbed wire.
Have you done any explosives before? Have explosives ever been in the ring when Jon Moxley was?
Well, that's what I was getting at, is the explosions are the only thing that I can't think of ever made an attempt at putting together an explosion match. Unless the explosion concussed me so bad that I don't remember it. But to my knowledge, I've never attempted this exact type of match, so that's an interesting challenge. When you have all these things, like I said, I've kind of done every type of match there is, and the thing that I've learned is, as far as these jumping off a ladder or a cage or dealing with, barbed wire, or now dealing with these explosions, you just don't think about it. Don't hesitate. Hesitation. You see guys during the day at pay-per-views and stuff for these ladder matches, and they're trying stuff out, and they want to get on top of the cage, or they want to climb up the ladder during the day. In the afternoon, they got no adrenaline or nothing like that. I'm like, not gonna happen. If somebody wants to do a camera rehearsal or something like that, I'm climbing the ladder once, in the moment, when it's on TV, when I'm doing it one time. And if I die or I fall off, then so be it.
Yeah.
I'm not practicing this, and a match like this is going to be one of those things where it's like, there's really no way to practice the dangerous things that could happen or prepare for them in any way or whatever. You can tape yourself up and wear whatever protective gear you want to wear or whatever, but it's, you just got to assume that, just got to do it. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Just a big, giant, exploding Band-Aid.
Exploding barbed wire Band-Aid, yeah. Is this something that you've wanted to do? Is this something that you look at and you're like, man, those Cactus Jack matches back in the day, the Terry Funk matches, I would love to do that one day. And is that how this came about, or was it more an organic thing?
Well, definitely, I'm obviously a huge fan of matches like that. I was when I was a kid. I was a big ECW fan. I tracked down all the King of the Death match tapes and stuff like that when I was a kid. They'd show the clips on Raw of like Cactus Jack back in the day with like him and Terry Funk in Japan, Kawasaki Stadium. You're like, what the hell is that? So you got to find the tape. I never actually expected to get into that type of wrestling, even though I was like a fan of it. Where I started at HWA, it was about as old school gets. Where I started with like the Les Thatcher system, who trained in the 60s, So I learned, the style I came up with is all about, super basic old school psychology and super basic wrestling.
More technical stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
When did the sort of brawling style of Jon Moxley come into play then?
that's what I'm saying is you like evolve. See, back in the day, like you learn, came up in that system, and like Les Thatcher used to always say, they'd have like IW Mid-South. I'm from Cincinnati. They run like Louisville, and they do a lot of crazy matches and stuff. And you're always like, oh, those guys down in Louisville hitting each other in the head with pie pans and light bulbs and idiots, because they don't know how to work. So I was always, and I went, oh, okay. So I was taught to believe that guys who did the more extreme stuff like that, even though I was really into stuff like that as a kid. I know I was into a bunch of different stuff, but I was always taught that was for idiots. That's for people who can't wrestle. That's for people who don't know what they're doing. That's for idiots. That's, idiot can do that. And I kind of always had that mentality of like, oh, I'm not going to go get hurt and do that stuff. That's for people who don't know what they're doing. When I first came to kind of got into that scene at like CZW and went to like Philly and started working there. And still, I never planned on getting too deep into that world. But then I watched some of these guys, and I was like, oh, the athleticism and the creativity and everything that they're at, like they're not just hitting each other in the head with stuff. They're like doing a beautiful Falcon arrow or a German or a shooting star press or whatever, but they're just doing it on a table. They're lighting something on fire and it's like, oh, so they're like, when I saw that athleticism and the creativity and like, oh, they're like doing cool stuff that is taking it to the next level. Cool. And then you start thinking, but I was like, a lot of these guys are, but I was like, but I'm really smart and I can work. And like, if I add psychology into this, like I'm watching some of these guys just go balls out and it doesn't make like a whole, I'm like, that's really cool, but it doesn't make a whole terrible bunch of sense. Place is going nuts. I thought it was really cool. What if you added in just like, I don't know, a dash of basic common sense or psychology, or added a little bit of drama, or told some kind of a story there, but you have all these dangerous elements. I was like, now we're cooking with gas, because like now we have everything. So that was kind of what I kind of brought to the table, where I like got into those matches. But I think the death matches that I was involved in, I always tried to bring more like story and psychology to them.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like, let's just do stuff for the sake of doing it, just to make it crazy. Which I think that probably is going to be. That's in those matches that I've had in AEW, they're all crazy. I think that's what I brought. I don't expect any different. I never expected to have the opportunity to do a match like this, especially not in AEW. When I first started having talks with them, I wasn't like, look, I'll come sign here, but only if you're going to let me do, blow the place up matches and bleed every night. Like not like I had this horrible desire to go do a bunch of crazy ass matches or anything, but I like to know that if I'm feeling it, that I can. Yeah. But I would have never thought to bring it to AEW. Like, hey man, I got this idea. So when I was brought, I was like, they're not gonna let us do that, really? And then I'm like, seriously, we're doing an exploding barbed wire death match? Like, we can do an exploding match? Nah. And I still was like, nah, they're not gonna let us really do that. I tried not to even get myself excited about it, because I get so excited. I've had years of like getting excited about stuff and pitching stuff. Yeah. It just never actually happens. So I'm like, they're not gonna really let us do this. And now it's like, I'm just now starting to realize, like, as we're like, it's the week of the pay-per-view and I'm doing an interview like this, and I'm like, you're telling me I'm having an exploding death match. I'm like, oh, it's real. We're actually getting to do like this. We're really gonna. It's going down. It's happening. This is cool, it's man. Booked. And people are excited. I'm obviously excited. I think fans are really, really excited about this one. And now it's like a reality. It's like just now becoming a reality. Like, oh, hell yeah. And in this situation, I'll just be kind of fully in my elements. I've just got a completely blank canvas to work on. I have no restrictions about what I can do or can't do. It's a completely open road, a completely blank canvas with all these great elements and tools to work with, and maybe who knows what the hell. I have no idea. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen, but the excitement of what could happen is like this is why we do this, man. This is this is it. Like if this is the last match I ever had, if I really did go out there and get exploded, and these fucking bad guys really went out there and took me out. Oh, sorry, but if I really did get exploded, hey, that's a good way to go out. Like live on pay-per-view with all these elements of danger, and I think that's the thing wrestling's been missing lately. Is an actual element of danger. I try to bring that to every match I have, whether it's a quick 5-minute wrestling match or a barbed wire or whatever, New Japan and AEW, wherever it is. I try to bring, this is a fight. This is not a joke. This is not, I'm not playing around. This is not there's a bunch of different ways to do wrestling and a bunch of different ways it can be and look and feel. I think I'm best at, and what I like to bring, and the thing I think that makes kind of what I bring to the table that not everybody else does is, my matches I try to make them fights. Like the mood in the room, wherever I'm at, whatever type of match it is or opponent is, the mood in the room changes.
Yeah. And that's very calculated by you as well, right? I mean, we've had interviews in the past where we've discussed, the way you would come to the ring even, and that being different sometimes when you were the champ. You'd come out of the crowd one day, and then you'd come out of the ring. And you kind of had mentioned that as just like, I don't want to have a packaged thing every week where you can just know what you can come to expect from Jon Moxley.
No, yeah, every story is different. Every scenario is different. If I'm in a good mood, if I'm in a bad mood, I don't know, like, the way I walk to the ring on Sunday will be the way I'm feeling in the moment that I'm walking into this contraption and I'm about to get blown up,
Is that freedom, like, one of the best parts of this company, and that you could make that decision the night of?
Oh, 100%, yeah. There's no, we don't have writers.
Yeah.
There's no, nobody's telling you where to stand and what to do and how to talk or do it. Like, it's just, that's the great thing about this freaking job, man. It's pro wrestling. It's like, when you first start wrestling, it's like, or like, I want to be a pro wrestler. You start going to wrestling school or whatever. I'm writing a friggin' book for some reason.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Excited to give it a
read. I should
read.
never have got talked into that because it's a lot of friggin' work.
I'm sure.
But I was just kind of going back over all this, like thinking about it, and I don't remember anything. A horrible memory. So it's a terrible idea. But going back over just when you start pro wrestling in the first place, one of the first reasons is because you don't want to have a real job.
Yeah.
Sick of going to school. School's stupid. Why are we learning this? What could I possibly need? Calculus. Like, what are you talking about? School's dumb.
I'm with you.
I don't want to work in a factory or do this or do, like, you're trying to escape into this new fantasy world, basically, you don't want to have a real job. Like, all I'd have to do is wrestle and be one of those, that's got to be the funnest job in the world. Just go out there and, man, or just to be a pro wrestler is like the reward.
Yeah.
I get to go out there and I get to be the thing I wanted to be when I was a kid and go out there and be totally just like, what a job. That's the prize, man. That's the reward, to go out, to be able to just like be out there, be yourself, do anything, be anything, create anything. You have this blank canvas, this opportunity. It's like the greatest gift in the world. I'm gonna be happier than a pig in crap on Sunday. Even if even if I am getting exploded.
You need to stop putting that energy out into the universe, Jon Moxley. You keep saying, I'm going to get exploded, I'm going to go out. I had the Young Bucks in here a few minutes ago. They were saying they're terrified for you guys.
Somebody's getting exploded.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
it's
a
going to happen.
50-50 shot, I guess, if
not
you
really,
want to play the odds.
There's no real way to sugarcoat this match. I mean, that's what's going to happen. You know? It's an exploding ring death match. So somebody's getting exploded.
I've got one final question for you. I've been asking everyone this today. What is your one hope, your biggest hope for AEW in 2021?
I would say probably to, by the end of the year, if we can get some more fans live or get back to actual touring. I don't know if that's feasible or not. It seems like things are starting to turn around and be good. You know, I think we're going to have about 1,200 people in the building on Sunday, which is hard to tell because they're so spaced out and we're outdoors and everything. But you know they're there, so and
you could hear them. Like especially watching TV the past few weeks, like you could hear the crowd for sure.
And you know, once the red light goes on, you know you're on live TV. Even if there's nobody there, you know you have that kind of adrenaline. You know, Wednesdays there's always a different feel than on Thursdays when we tape the show. Because once you know you're on live TV, it's like a whole different energy that you need. So you're gonna have that. Hopefully we can maybe either fill some more people into this place or maybe start touring again sometime soon before the end of the year. You know, I don't know if by the end of 21 that's possible, but
who knows? They're saying the vaccine rollouts, ahead of schedule, all that. That would be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like so far there's a lot of positivity coming in 2021. So hopefully it just keeps in that direction. Whether or not, but safety is the most important thing. We don't want to be getting anybody sick. So if we gotta hunker down here at Daly's place for a little while longer, that's cool. But as long as we just keep bringing people pro wrestling that they enjoy. That that's all that matters, and we keep having it's a great place, a good forum for all these young talents to come out here and be themselves and do what they do and find themselves and improve and get better. And it's just such an interesting thing to watch because there's so many diverse styles, and you got some of the best top tier talent in the world and a bunch of young rookies and tag teams and flyers and technicians and brawlers and great talkers and great acts and great this and that, great women's wrestlers, all these different things, and just to see all these different things at different stages. And nobody's AEW is not really like a product that's like, okay, this is the AEW product. All the matches are the same. There's no like AEW style.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be one day, but right now it's like, I don't think anybody's figured it out, and I don't think we ever really should, because everybody's just doing their thing. You see like all these different styles, like you got like Phoenix and all these different guys, and everybody's it's just so interesting to watch, man. And it's such a great time to be a pro wrestling fan. So I hope we just keep giving wrestlers an opportunity to show what they do, and we're just telling stories. Ultimately, that's what you're doing. That's what I do. I'm just a storyteller. I'm just going town to town, singing the songs. Hopefully, some people enjoy them, and hopefully some people remember them. Maybe sing along one day. And just it's a great job, man, and I'm just happy to keep doing it for the rest of the year.
I'm happy that you're happy in this company. I'm looking forward to AEW Revolution. It's going down this Sunday. It's a must-see event. I mean, you can't miss this. An exploding barbed wire death match. John said 100 times, someone's getting exploded.
Got a good feeling about this one. I feel like it's going to be something special. Yeah.
So tune in. Pay-per-view. John, thank you.
Oh, thank you.